Hello, my name's Bob Carpenter and I'm from One Giant Leap, Australia. And you may have heard of our company and you've heard from Jackie, my wife, who is talking about the seeds in space and many other things that we are doing. However, one of the big areas that we work in is remote control. And I'm sitting here in our workshop showing you what we do when we're working with all of our STEM students and the type of things that we can display and train and work with, which is from some of the old technology through to the latest technology. And just as an introduction, we also, not just the remote, but we work with 3D printing. For instance, here is a 3D printed topography of the Mars area where the rover Perseverance touched down this year. Another thing we do, we've got astronauts. We use these in all our presentations. And also moving into the remote control, we're working with 3D printing. And this is a 3D printed fuselage for a remote controlled aircraft. And it's still under development. However, it's all starting to look good. And this total fuselage will only weigh about 100 grams. It will have an electric motor and it will be controlled by a complete radio control system. So that's the latest in technology. However, we keep working in the space environment, and sitting right beside me, and you can see just the edges of it, I'm going to move the camera. We have a Mars rover. This is controlled remotely. This complete rover was constructed from plans provided by NASA JPL, and they bought the prototype out here to Australia when they came out in 2019, but we subsequently decided we would build one so that we could take it around. And again, it is remote controlled using an Xbox controller. This whole machine has 6 drive motors, 4 steering motors, and all of the electronics in it are on a Raspberry Pi and a Arduino. We constructed all of the components onto these boards, and that is internal in the machine. And to simulate driving over the rocks of Mars, what we do is we get our students, and we've even done this with politicians, we get them sitting down and we drive it up and over their legs whilst they're sitting on the stage. And this shows the movement of the whole variable geometry in all the steering. So it's a very interesting project. It's taken nearly a year to get it working, and it was all built from scratch. Now, getting further into the remote control and to show you what we've been doing, way back in 1974, when a lot of you were not around, I built this radio control outfit. And if you can, I'll turn it round. This is before computers. It's before integrated, or just at the beginning of integrated circuits. All of this was built. And from that, I used it to control a radio controlled aerobatic aircraft, which I represented Australia in New Zealand. So we built the aircraft, we built the radio, and we then represent Australia. So it was a very good year, 1974. Now, looking further on, we have our remote controlled drones. And I'm showing you a drone here, and there will be another photo of it. And this is a DJI Phantom 4. And just 2 days ago, I was called on by the wires people to check out an eagle's nest to see whether there was any baby still in it. And I flew it up around where there were gum trees, and we took video and we helped out the wires people. Unfortunately, none of the baby that was up there was dead, but we used this in amongst all the trees. And so we were flying the drones because both Jackie and I do have CASA licenses for drone operations. Now, just to show you what else we've got here in the remote control, I'm just moving the camera. You can see the big yellow aircraft is 100cc full aerobatic aircraft. It will be flying in a couple of weeks' time. Now, sitting there is a 1/3 size Yak 55, very similar to what you see on the Red Bull aircraft. It has a 150cc engine, and it is used as a show aircraft, and it can do all of the aerobatics that you see on the television and more. But it doesn't get flown every weekend because it takes a lot to keep this one in the air. But it's been flying now since 2012. This one is one of our training aircraft, and you can see all the electronics down inside. This is used with a standard remote control transmitter. So we do all of the flying with this transmitter, and it is a commercial unit, and it operates on 2.4 gigahertz. And we have our own airfield. We fly jets. We fly all types of radio controlled aircraft. And this is what we do on our weekends. And we also take our students out. We train them on the aircraft. We train them on the drones, and we build them, we repair them, all the rest of it. So that's what we do here at One Giant Leap in our headquarters and we're in the workshops, and we're doing a lot more development over the years. Thank you very much.